Alright, we've got 3 packages today, 2 of which contain anime, 1 of which does not. This one on the top is one that does not. We'll start with it. I mean, if it does, then it means that the wrong thing got sent to me. But, no, it's going to be Steven Universe Season 2 on DVD with Garnet. Anyways, this one also contains a non-anime thing in it, so I guess it's appropriate that it is next. And that non-anime thing is Mortal Kombat 11. I was going to jokingly say Mortal Kombat 2, but it's Mortal Kombat 11. Not that I'm particularly looking forward to it, but I kind of figured I should get it since it's multiplayer. And I like having multiplayer options. Let's turn that up like that. Let's open this slightly deformed Right Stuff box. Yeah, not very left-handed of me. But that's it. We'll just get this open. Let's see. There's the receipt. Okay. I doubt there's anything in this. It seems like this message is in there for nada. So then there's this, which hopefully wasn't damaged. That box was a little crushed, that's all. So far it's feeling fine. There's less and less papers here. It feels like a regularly shaped thing. And this is the record of Grancrest War, which I kind of figured, I remembered what it was, and that's what it should be, and it is that. And let's clear our throats or get more mucus. Throw that away. Take that out. Take this off. I was just reading that down there. Content. First core. Okay, I was having trouble reading the first for some reason. Which is 12 episodes. Down here, I'm trying to see if it says anything notable. I guess English and Japanese stereo, so couldn't remember if this was dubbed or not. And let's take a look. The full art, which is actually kind of neat in its fullness. And then we'll put this back on. That back image, I don't know. Her lower half is definitely very stimulating. And then we got what's inside the thing. So first we have Grancrest War Volume 1. Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3. There's 3 discs, okay. And character and artwork, and that looked like a couple of other pieces of thing. We have this. And this. Interesting. Interesting that the one piece of art that would be great. Yeah, this almost looks like Fate Stay Night stuff, doesn't it? Or just Fate Stay stuff in general. I mean, not exactly, but it's almost just like the artwork. Oh, I see. Buildings. Anyways. Record of Grancrest War. Doreiku, the animation. Looks very kinky. And I mean that in terms of, if you win the game, you own them, but if you lose, they own you. I don't know what to make of it. Region A. Looks like there's English and Japanese audio. Special features. Clean opening and closing animations. Good to know. I don't know what it's about. I'm not really going to ask questions because, you know, I'm curious. But I don't know if I will get around to it. Yeah, it does look like Dom stuff. but I don't know what exactly that means. And last but not least, we have Please Teacher on Blu-ray, which you may know by its Japanese name, Onigai Sensei, which just literally translates to Please Teacher, entire 13-episode series, versatile cover, clean opening and closing, promotional videos, music clips, commercials, preview for episode 13, and Mari Love Theater. This teacher is out of this world. Yes, she very was. Region A, English and Japanese audio. What you would expect. I mean, this was an old Genie on release, I think. It got dubbed a long time ago, so you would expect there to be dub. This is probably... Well, actually, it's not saying it's SD on BD, is it? I'm trying to think. It might be 90s anime, which, if it is, then maybe it could be upscaled. There'd be a lot of discs for something not scaled. Content-wise, I'm trying to think what I could say about it. It was an okay show. It teetered kind of close to certain kinds of problems, but this is just a Blu-ray release. This is this week's anime DVD collection update. Alright, so I was a little light on the anime watching this week. We'll talk about that later. I did finally finish Katana Maidens. I think I was still in the middle of it 2 weeks ago. Anyways, I watched the last 2 episodes finally, and it was okay. I don't think it was the ending to it. If it was, would it have been okay? Where did it end? How did it end? Why can't I remember? This was only a couple days ago. Oh well. Overall, I mean, I don't think it ended, because this is part 1, and I think there's a part 2, and there's room for a part 2. But it was okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I have anything worthwhile to say. I think just my original impressions, it's off to a good start. Depends how it ends. Does it depend how it ends? I don't know. I'm curious to see how it ends, so I'm curious to see what part 2 brings us. Otherwise, I did start holding the Ancient Magus' Bride Part 2 upside down, and now I'm holding it right side up and saying I did start watching this. I maybe got maybe 6 or 7 episodes into Part 2. It's just been a very slow watching week, but so far it's been okay. Maybe good. I'm not sure. It's been just something that's been nice to have on kind of in the background, so it's kind of really good for my mood right now. I'm sure I kind of seem better now than I did 2 weeks ago, and last week I probably seemed fine. But these allergens are kind of kicking my ass. And I guess it's kind of resulted in me mostly spending time zoning out and going to bed kind of unusually early for me. So that basically means I haven't even been spending a lot of time on VR chat. I haven't been doing much video game playing. I haven't been getting much of anything done. Oh, but I did watch more Dragon Ball Super Part 7 with my friend. We finished the first disc, and basically last week we had finished off after the Zeno Expo, and it's setting up for the Tournament of Power. And with this part of the story, they're actually kind of going for what I'm going to call actually some pretty good world building, because they're trying to reintroduce characters we haven't seen as much, and they're trying to kind of introduce us to different aspects to them. There's a tiny bit of filler kind of going on, but at the same time, it does feel like it's setting up, just a more Dragon Ball Super. It's like Dragon Ball Super kind of has an understanding of some of the weak points of Dragon Ball Z, and it's trying to explicitly address a lot of those. And I have these really badly timed hiccups that I don't know if y'all have been able to see or not, but I mentioned this last time, where it's like they seem to intentionally say, oh, well, here's something that sounds like it's going to be set up for a long period of time, where the characters are obviously going to go through a training montage, and oh, here's why they're not going to go through a training montage. And they keep setting things up in a way that is definitely very counter to what you would expect it to do based on what Dragon Ball Z. And it's kind of maintaining this interesting surrealness where it's just like, how did we end up getting here? This is interesting. And I think it kind of understands that, and it just has fun with it as a concept. But, you know, overall, it's been interesting. I'm curious to see where it's going to end up. Well, I kind of want to see just where it's going. I want to see it talk to some of these characters, because based on the halfway point, you have a pretty good idea of the characters they are going to be talking to for recruiting into the Tournament of Power. And it's interesting because it's dipping into its characters, like it kind of understands they need to be there. And you know, the early Dragon Ball Super stuff was doing this too. This is kind of what made Battle of the Gods kind of nice, especially the Dragon Ball Super version of it, where it's just like you kind of feel like the show's like, you know, we really ought to be having fun. And you know, sometimes fun is this, sometimes fun is that. We're going to reference this, we're going to reference that. I'm guessing the end of Dragon Ball Z, the very, very end, is probably not canon in this. I won't go into more details why, but I guess I don't really need to, do I? Or... well, yeah, I'm not going to think about it too much. Anyways, outside of that, again, you know, I've been kind of... I need to rip... those piles are climbing up really fast, and it doesn't take much to bring them down and make it manageable. And I need to do that, and it's hard. And I do have a lot of stuff to do this week, but I don't know. And I should watch stuff, and it's... I don't even know what I'm going to be doing with Avengers Endgame, because, you know, that's Friday, but I don't know what my schedule on Friday is even like, and I don't know if we'll be able to get any tickets opening weekend, and maybe we're not going to care, and we're just going to wait a little bit, and... or maybe we should have something else planned, or maybe we'll just decide that because we lost steam because of Captain Marvel, we'll skip it. I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't help that, you know, the allergens, they're really attacking with the sore throat thing. If I mentioned that last time, that's what's going on. Obviously last week, with a lot of the people not here, the streaming didn't have the people here. We were playing remotely, and then I did some solo stuff. They should be here today. We should be back to doing that. Huh. I guess I'm not even quite sure what I'm supposed to be talking about at this point, so I should really end the video. Y'all have a nice week.